hopping on. Thank you guys for hopping on. I saw Jen on here. It's super late where you are, Jen. You're committed. All right. So I'm looking at everybody on here. You all know who I am. I know who you all are. So I'm not going to bother saying my name, introducing myself, all that good stuff. But okay. So let me share my screen with you. And okay, I need to do my desktop. Okay. And we'll hop right in. So we're doing a new ambassador training today or tonight. Sorry, I'm trying to move all this stuff around on my screen so I can actually get this to play. There we go. And there we go. Okay, perfect. So let's jump on in. So let's see here. Sarah Price, of course, Emerald Ambassador. That's the first time I've gotten to say that, so that's exciting for me. Hang on here. There we go. Okay, so I just wanted to welcome you all and tell you guys I'm just very appreciative of you taking time out away from other things that you have to do. It's the evening. Everybody wants to just kind of relax. We've all, I'm sure, had busy days, stressful days, and so I just always do so appreciate anybody who just hops on to listen to little old me talk. And also it's really exciting to me because, this tells me that you guys are, you're serious about your business and learning, and there's always more to learn. And so I'm always excited to teach the things that I have learned from other people, and just hope that it's helpful to all you guys. So I kind of thought that and some of you, well, I don't know, maybe you guys all kind of know my story. There's nobody really super new on this call, but I want to tell it anyways, because I think that I know, as I was starting out, when I was, where you guys are, the typical people that you listen to trainings from, there's a handful of like more popular trainers, people on YouTube and stuff. And I just remember feeling like, I am so much different than them. My personality is so much different from them. And, my experience with this business is so much different from theirs. And that was, to be honest, it was a little discouraging to me. And I don't know, it was just hard to ever picture myself being like getting to Emerald, because I was nothing like any of these other people that I was learning from, who were incredible and, had so much wisdom and in working this business, and just seemed like, they had so much experience and stuff. So anyway, and my story just looks so much different from there. So, okay. So I just celebrated my 3-year anniversary with Plexus in March, which I feel like has gone by really, really fast. When I first started, I initially joined for the business. I really wanted the products, but I was not one of those people that was like, okay, I'm going to have to, wait until I see how I feel. And then maybe, I'm going to wait till I have a story to share. I kind of just jumped in right away. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying that that's bad, but I jumped in right away and joined about right at the same time as my sister-in-law, Amber. But obviously she just went Sapphire. So we've been in the company, within days of each other, but she obviously has, ranked up quicker than I have. And that's largely in part to, I'm not going to say I wouldn't say it's my fault, but that's because of the choices that I made. So I jumped in right away, started sharing, and, but I did not jump in head first like she did. I was not gung-ho. I was, I'd post on Facebook. I just didn't take it super seriously. That's just not what I did. I did definitely get customers. My first full month, I got my products covered, and had customers, and, but I didn't follow up with them the way that I should have. I lacked a lot of confidence. And so I felt bad following up with people, like, oh my gosh, who am I? They're just gonna, like, this is awkward, but it wasn't awkward. I was the only one who felt like it was awkward. It's not like any of my conversations with anybody was awkward. It was 100% me. And so I just lacked a lot of confidence, and didn't do my job well. I didn't follow up with people like I should. I wasn't their cheerleader. I didn't encourage them when they, were saying that they maybe weren't having the success that they wanted. I didn't encourage them to stick it out. I didn't check in with them as often as I should, because I just was so unconfident in myself. So needless to say, my customers just all fell off eventually. I did go silver. I signed up. My first 3 people were, my cousin was my first ambassador to sign up, and I was the same way with her. She's older than me. She's a nurse. So I just was really intimidated. I didn't feel like I was a leader, and so I didn't lead her. And she is not active anymore, and she hasn't been for a long time. And my second person was an old friend from high school. And then my third was Krista Saxon, who obviously is still around and doing really well, thankfully. But I didn't pour into it like other people did, and like I needed to make it successful. So then that was, then we moved, and it was a really busy summer, and I didn't do anything. I wasn't posting. I was not putting 1 minute of effort into my Plexus business. I was still taking the products, because I loved them, and they were the only thing that has ever helped me. So I was still faithful with my products, but I just wasn't talking about it at all. And it wasn't that I wanted to, honestly, if Amber hadn't been my sponsor, I probably would have quit at some point. But she was my sister-in-law, and I just felt like there was a built-in level of accountability there that, she was doing great, and I didn't want to be a quitter. So I didn't quit, but I didn't put forth a whole lot of effort at all. So eventually my friend Joran Phipps signed up. And she was a person that I had talked to in person. She and I weren't super close. Our husbands went to college together. And so that's how we knew each other. And I had mentioned it to her one time when we were down there visiting, just because I knew like she would be awesome. And I'm going to be bold. This was probably my first like major boldness moment, was talking to her in person, somebody I didn't know very well. I brought her a sample, and I just said, I think you would be really good at this. And it took her a few months to sign up, kind of had to wait for timing and stuff, but she did sign up, and she started running with the business, and she signed up Sandra Ponce, who also started running with the business. And so now all of a sudden I had a team that was growing and, needing support and needing training from me. And so that kind of forced me, in a good way, to kind of get my act together and get serious about this business. And because I knew that depended on me. Krista had a really, really strong leg who was already doing really, really well. At that point, a couple of those girls had probably already outranked me, because they jumped in head first and were going and treated it like a business when I wasn't. So they were technically my downline, but they, Kristen Savovold and Sarah Tassa, ranked quicker than I did. So anyway, I had this team that's growing and really needing me. So I decided to buckle down and really get serious about it. And that was probably, if Joran signed up a year ago in December. So I started to really get serious about my business oh gosh, maybe even just a year ago. At the time I was let's see, I'm trying to remember my rank up timeline. So I went silver probably, I don't know, a few months in. I don't remember exactly. Maybe 4 months in or so. I don't know. And then was silver until, convention 2 years ago, right around convention 2 years ago, which was in June. I finally went gold. So I was silver for a long time. I finally went gold. Then the next year after that, it was right after convention. So this was I remember because I was visiting Amber. We were visiting Amber and my brother in Nashville. And I went senior gold while I was visiting her. So that was in July, over 4th of July. And at that point, like I said, I had gotten serious about my business and my team was growing. So that's July. Then August, I went Ruby and Senior Ruby. I double ranked in August, which was a complete shock to me. I remember thinking, man, if I could get to gold, it would be incredible. And I think that's a great, great, great goal. But that's really, I felt like there's no way I'm ever going to make it there. But, if I'm going to dream big, then gold is my big dream. So needless to say, when I ranked up to Ruby and Senior Ruby in the same month, it was just, I was so surprised but I think, that just goes to show you. So that was the turning point. Once I started pouring into my business and getting serious about this and training my team and, reaching out was a big thing. And, posting on Facebook consistently, I absolutely saw the turning point and the growth in my business. So that was August. And then obviously this last month, I just promoted to Emerald. So I don't know. I just felt like I've been on both sides. I've been on the all three sides really. I've been on the, I'm not doing anything at all. I'm just taking the products. I've been on the, I'm kind of doing it, but I'm not, it's not a job for me. It's more of like a every few days type of thing. And, where I'm at now, where this is it. This is my job. I do it every day. Aside from weekends. So I think that you don't hear that type of story a lot. You typically hear I ranked to Emerald in 18 months or went diamond in 18 months. And it's just, that's awesome. And it's absolutely doable. But that's not everybody's story. So anyway, I just felt like it's maybe good for, people to hear different journeys and different stories. And let's see if I can see my screen here. Hang on. Let's see. Okay, I'll just move it up here. Anyway, so hopefully that's a little bit of a, oh gosh, you guys, what did I just do? I just wrote on my screen. I don't know how that happened. Hopefully that's a little bit of encouragement for you, just knowing that everybody's journey looks different, but that when you do decide to get serious, if you haven't already decided that, you're going to see the growth in your business. So let's talk about some common terms. All right. Most of you know what back office is. It's where you log in, you see your dashboard, you run all your reports. You all probably know what PV is. Every product has a PV value, which is close to the dollar amount, but is not the exact dollar amount. It's just a tiny bit less. And that's what our commissions are based off of. It's not based off of dollar sales. It's based off of our PV, our personal volume, or product value. We also have our convenience order. Some people call it an AQ. You'll maybe see that sometimes, auto qualification. That's just kind of left over from what it used to be called. It's different now. So people might still call it AQ, but it's really not an auto qualification order at all. Convenience order is your monthly order of your personal products. So this is the products that you're wanting to get every single month. They're shipping to you without you ever having to even think about it, which is super convenient and essential for consistency. We have to have our convenience orders on and we have to be consistent with our products. And that goes for anybody you sign up. If you are talking to somebody about signing up as an ambassador and they are not comfortable with their convenience order, then you need to wait. You need to wait on them. They need to be a customer for a couple more months until they are comfortable with their products and, really loving them and consistent. And then you can flip them over to be an ambassador. But if somebody's going to sign up as an ambassador and not have their convenience order on, it's an 80% chance that they're never going to order again. And that's just somebody down the drain. So it's just so important to, first of all, tell your, new potential ambassadors what a convenience order is, what it looks like in the sign-up process. You're going to get to this screen and it's going to look like you're ordering twice, but you're not ordering twice. You're just setting up your order for the next month. And then you need to tell them why they need to have it on so that they're consistent with their products. Because if they're not consistent with their products, then our products are not going to work the way that they're supposed to. And we all want all of our team to have the, most possible success, right? So anyway, just a super quick word about that. Your upline is your sponsor. That's your direct upline is your sponsor. But we all have several uplines, a lot of uplines. So it just kind of depends on who your direct sponsor is. Like, I'm looking at Christy. She's at the top of my screen. So I'll use her as an example. Christy is my level 1. So I'm her direct upline. Then Amber is above me, and then Ellen Ford and Andrea Mitchell, and then Rosalind Payne, and then Jen Hawkins, and then Celeste Gwen. So, and I don't even know. I might even be getting that wrong. It might be Celeste and then Jen. I don't know. So all that to say, we have like a chain, right? A chain of uplines. You'll also hear people saying CQ or commission qualified, and that just means that you have 100 PV that has gone through your website. So then maybe that's your order, or maybe that's somebody else's order. And that 100 PV, that's like the magic number. That's what commission qualifies you, makes you eligible to earn commission. So you earn commissions on anything above that 100 PV. I'm not going to get into the comp plan tonight, just because we're going to talk about some other kind of more practical things for your business. But if you ever do want me to go through the comp plan, then I can do like a training on that, or we can hop on the phone together and go over it. Because it's good to know. It's good to know how we get paid. And there's 11 different ways. So it may seem really complicated, but I think it's great for you guys to understand it, because you will grasp, what building a team is going to do for you and your business and how important that is. So just know that I'm always free to do that. Okay, so I know all of you guys know how to do this, but since I'm recording, I'm going to go through this. So just bear with me. We're going to log into our back office, and I am going to show you how to set up your order and edit your order, because every single person needs to do this. So let's see. I'm going to log into my husband's account, actually. Okay, so we've already kind of talked about convenience orders and why they are so important, why we all need to have them on, and why we all need to make sure that all of our, all the people we sign up have them on. I do not know why these little lines are still here. I don't know what's going on. Okay, so that was the login screen, backoffice.plexusworldwide.com. And then you log in with the info that you created when you signed up. You have a username and a password. So this is what you will see. This is your dashboard. So this is kind of something you're going to want to pay attention to. This tells you, you can look up your order history. If you need to track any of your orders, you can look up your sponsor, what we were talking about, your upline info. This also tells you your current rank, your PV, your AWH is your annual web hosting fee. So that's your $34.95. So if it's green, then it's on. This is my husband's account. He's not active. This is kind of like a I use his as like a dummy account kind of, so I can show you things like this without having to get into all my stuff. So this is red because his convenience order is off. He's basically just here so I can show you all this stuff. This will tell you how many points are in your organization, total points, and then points outside your primary leg. So each rank up requires a certain amount of points overall, and then a certain amount of points in your primary leg, or outside your primary leg, sorry. And that means just anybody outside your strongest leg. So my strongest leg is Krista Saxon and her whole downline. So anybody who's not in Krista's downline is going to count in my points, and my outside leg points. If you drop this down here, you can select any of these and it's going to tell you what you need to get to that next rank. So Gold Ambassador is 100 points and then 15 points in your outside leg, which is only 3 people. So that's not very much at all. 100 points is about 20 people total. So to go gold, it takes about 20 people roughly. Anyway, but you can drop this down and it kind of tells you how far you're away and what you need to, and it also shows you you have to have a certain number of personal level ones active. So that's kind of a fun little tool. Okay. Sorry, I had to show you guys that real quick. So let's go up to shopping, convenience orders. And this is going to be perfect because his is not on. So because he doesn't have one, normally if you do have one, there will be a little bar that it's kind of more like a blank screen and a little bar that'll show you your convenience order. I think the date it ships out and the PV it is, and then there will be a little edit button by there. So that's the way you can edit it. But if you don't have it set up, this is how you're going to do it. So we are going to set his up for the triplex combo. So we'll click on that. We're going to add it to our cart. What I love is that, so triplex is 101 PV. You get paid on anything over your own triplex. So I love that. Even if you ordered X Factor or ordered something extra, you're going to get paid on anything above and beyond your personal triplex order. So it's just so simple and super easy to make money, right? Okay, so then it's going to bring you to this checkout screen. You should probably already have some payment information saved in here because you bought your welcome pack. So, but you are going to have to re-enter your verification code on the back of your card. So you'll want to grab your card and do that, and then a little box will pop up, and then you'll see a button that says save. You definitely want to click save so that you don't have to go in and re-enter this code so that your order doesn't process because that code isn't saved. So that's basically how you do it. You're going to enter that code, and then you're just going to check out, and that's it. If you ever need to edit the date, you can do that. You'll see it at the very top when you log in and click that edit button that I was talking about before. You'll see a little spot to edit the date that you need to edit. You can remove items. This is really quick to add items. Just type in the name there, and you don't have to go through all the whole shopping page with all the products. So that's your convenience order. If you're listening to this and you don't have it set up, you need to go set it up right now. Okay, so let's get back to, I gotta move this. There we go. My slideshow. Okay. All right, so that's your back office. Oops. Okay, so let's talk about why we share. Okay, I'm sorry. The little bar here is in the way and I can't see my writing. All right, there we go. Okay, why should we be sharing Plexus? The first reason, well, there's several reasons, right? Lots of reasons why we should be sharing Plexus. Here's what I've learned the hard way. If you don't share Plexus with your friends and your family, somebody else will. It might not be tomorrow. It might not be next week. It might not be next month. But somebody else is going to reach out to them and ask them if they've ever tried Plexus, and talk to them about their health issues, and talk to them about why Plexus would help them. So, I don't say this so that you go scramble and try to talk to as many people as you can tonight, but you just need to know that if you are, if you're hesitant, if you're afraid, then somebody else is going to, and it's going to be, maybe it's going to end up being one of your good friends or your neighbor. I've absolutely heard those stories, and it's happened to me where, I've thought of somebody, but been a little bit too intimidated to reach out to them. And somebody else did. Somebody that I knew that was going to really, really love our products, or going to be awesome at the business. And somebody else reached out to them before I did, because I was just too afraid. We share because we have big goals and we have small goals, right? We were talking about, or earlier I was talking about, my big goal in the beginning was to get to gold. How are you going to reach that goal? The only way you're going to reach the goals that you have for your business is to share on Facebook, and also reaching out personally to friends and family. Maybe your goal is just to get your products paid for, and that's great. There's nothing wrong with having that as your goal. Maybe your goal is bigger than that. Maybe you want some real financial freedom, paying off debt, or paying off your mortgage, or taking pressure off of your husband at work, or whatever that is. Maybe it's big, maybe it's small, but the only way you're going to meet those goals is to share these products with your friends and family, and your social media audience. But the biggest reason to share is because our products and our compensation plan really do change lives. The more I learn about our bodies and our products, and the more I hear from people on my team, and, and I know it's tough. I'm not going to lie. It's tough to have that belief in the beginning. I know, because I was there and it was hard. But I think you have to search that out. There's a Plexus Journeys Facebook page. Read the stuff on there. Their stories are incredible. It's all testimonies about how the products have helped people. So products change lives. Our compensation plan has changed my life. I have a car in my garage right now. It's changed my life every single day. I am making an income that is changing my family's life. If you're a Dave Ramsey fan, it's changing our family tree. And Diamond Documentaries, if you struggle with belief about the business, or if you haven't totally grasped what this business can do, get on YouTube and search for some Diamond Documentaries. They're little, about 8-minute videos, a little documentary on people who have gone diamond, and it talks about their story and just what they're able to do, what their life looks like now. They are incredibly, incredibly encouraging. So I know it's hard. It's hard to feel like, I don't want to bug people. I don't want to sound salesy. I know that, because I felt that way too. I still feel that way. I don't want to bug people, and I don't want to sound salesy. But I think we have to shift our thinking. I think, we have something that could help people, and we have to get over ourselves, guys. This is not about us. That's something I'm kind of, that I've been learning. This isn't about me. I'm not doing this for me. I'm sharing it because I really do want people to be helped by our products, my friends and family. And I really do want financial freedom for all my friends and all of my family. And so this isn't about you. It's not about you and how you feel and what your thoughts are, what your self-talk is. This is about others, and about sharing something that could potentially change somebody's life. We aren't selling. If you are salesy, if you are selling, then you're not going to make it very far. You're just, things are going to fizzle out pretty quickly for you, because that's not what we're about. It's not That's not how we are trained. We are, this is relationship marketing, and we are about building relationships with people, with our customers, with people who might order from us, with people who might not ever order from us. This is all starts with relationships and investing, and you can't have influence on people if you don't have a relationship with them. We've already kind of talked about building belief, but just know that relationships are very, very, very important. If you have a team that's growing, you need to make it a point to connect with your team outside of Plexus, and also with your customers too. Make sure that you're commenting on their stuff. Make sure that you, if you saw they had a bad day or something, or I don't know, just send them a quick message like, oh my gosh, your vacation looked so fun, or just something that's not Plexus related. My screen doesn't want to change. Hang on here. There we go. Okay, so it's a little bit tough, right? It's tough to know where to start. There's so much information, so much to learn, and you probably feel overwhelmed, or you did when you first started. But the best place to start is your success kit. So your success kit, let me pull mine out, is this little red and white box here. There's so much awesome stuff in here. They didn't have these when I first signed up. And I think, I would have read this cover to cover if I had it. So there's just so much stuff about the business, about products. They've got awesome little product cards. It really, it tells you how to get started. It tells you exactly what to do. It talks about the steps to take. So if you haven't looked through your success kit, then definitely do that. Read it, and that'll give you some action steps. There's even like a quick start guide with 10 steps in there for you to follow. So utilize that success kit for sure. Share your experience or your sponsor's experience. I know sometimes when we're first starting out, we don't feel like we have a story yet, right? But why did you join? You probably joined in part because your sponsor had a great story, right? Or your sponsor sent you some great stories about people who were dealing with stuff that was similar to what you were dealing with. So you don't feel like you have to have your own story first. There's plenty of other stories out there that you can share that are really going to resonate with people. And also, education is a big part of what we do too, because a lot of people don't know anything about gut health or blood sugar balance. They just think, well, I'm not diabetic, so I don't need to worry about balancing my blood sugar. Not true. Not true. We all have to have our blood sugar balance in order for our bodies to function optimally. It's kind of like our products, okay, so we have our American diet, right? And I know there's paleo, there's clean eating, there's Whole30, and those things are all great and really healthy and really unrealistic, right? We can do those for a short time, but they're diets. So our products kind of counterbalance our American diet. And that's, our products aren't an excuse to go out and eat whatever you want, but we all need them. Every single person needs what we have. So, education is a big part of what we do too, of sharing. We already kind of talked about building relationships, but you also need to build your network. So when I first started, I had probably got 200 friends on Facebook, which is not a whole lot at all. And if you're thinking about, my audience, right? 200 people is really not very much, but I still was able to, expand my network and still able to be successful, even though I have a really small network. I still do. But, think about people you went to high school with, old neighbors, or, people you go to church with, or are in moms groups, or, any sort of community groups. So think about people that and there's that little feature on Facebook where it's like, what do they call it? Like, you might know so-and-so. Go through that list, because a lot of times they bring that up by, friends you have in common. So if you have a lot of friends in common with someone, there's a good chance that you know them. So scroll through that, and add friends to your friends list that way. But just, build your network, talk to people you see every day. This is definitely an area I have grown in, because I'm very shy and I don't like to talk to people just because I'm shy, not because I'm mean. But I've had to start getting out of my comfort zone and saying hi to people and striking up conversations and asking people questions. So, just always think about that when you're out, when you're at the grocery store, when you're, your favorite grocery store clerk or whatever it is, ask them questions and just build that relationship and expand your network. Okay. We talked about posting on Facebook. We talked about having personal posts, sharing your experience. You also want to share the opportunity, from the business side, our business opportunity. Don't sell yourself short. That is where our products are incredible, but the business opportunity really is just second to none. There's no other company out here like us. Nobody whose compensation plan is as easy or straightforward or generous as ours is. So, let people know about that. Let them know what's right in front of them, what they have an opportunity to get involved in. And then, of course, we want to talk about our products, right? Educate people on what products we offer and what those products do. It doesn't need to be something super scientific, just something really quick about what they do. And I'll show you a couple of examples of posts later. And then one thing that your success kit does talk about is your Franks list. So the acronym for Franks is friends, relatives, acquaintances, kid connections, and then service organizations. So this is basically, and you'll also hear it referred to as like your 100 list. It can be 100, it can be more than 100. You have to cut it off at 100. It's something that you should always be adding to. When you meet somebody new, they're going to go on your Franks list. And this isn't the people I'm going to talk to about Plexus list. This is just a list of people you know. So don't exclude anybody from that list. But this is what you're going to go from. This is what you're going to work off of as you work your business. It's going to stay with you. It's going to evolve. It's going to grow. It's going to change. So if you don't have that list, and it's just a really good way to keep you organized. It's something that I refer back to and I put notes on, like, okay, I sent this person a sample on this date. This person is waiting till, they want to order next month, or they're interested, but it's just not the right time. Or, it helps me stay organized and know when to check back in with people. So it's something that it's one of those foundational things in your business that if you haven't done already, take the time to do it. And you can do it a little at a time if you need to. Scroll through your contacts on your phone, your friends list on Facebook, write them all down, or mine's in an Excel sheet. Another really important thing is your why. And don't get confused. Don't let your what be your why. So for example, why did you get involved in this business? Why did you decide to jump in? But it has to be deep. It can't just be surface level. There needs to be some emotion attached to your why. Some people will say you need a why that makes you cry, which I think is kind of funny. But your why isn't just to be debt-free. That's not your why. What is your life going to look like if you are debt-free? What is that going to mean for your daily life? The stresses of, finances being gone. What's that going to look like? Is your husband going to be able to be home from work more? Are you going to be able to quit your job? Are you going to be able to, focus on different things? Are you going to be able to give more? What is your life going to look like if you achieve your why? So this is another thing that you want to write down, and it's another thing that's going to keep evolving. My why when I first started is totally different than what my why is now. I've added to it and it's evolved. It's just become much more, for me, it's become much more about my team and seeing you all succeed, and, you know, helping you in any way I can. Obviously I still do have other financial goals and, you know, stuff like that. But, for me, it's just been so much more about all of you guys than about what I want to accomplish. So your why is going to change, but it needs to have emotion attached to it. It needs to be something that you have written down, and you're going to come back to that when you're feeling discouraged, when, you know, you've gotten 9 no's in a row. You are going to come back to that why, and that's what's going to keep you going. So it's really, really important to have that hammered out. So I know all of you guys on here have already done your first post, but I'm just going to go through this because I'm recording. Some people are like, I don't know what to say. I'm not sure what to post about. It's your first post. So here's just a couple of ideas. I feel like less is more with your first post. Something that leaves a little bit of mystery and a little bit of intrigue, so you're not just kind of throwing it all out there. I'm selling Plexus and message me about it. But just like I think my favorite first type of first post is just, you know, maybe a picture of you and your pink drink and just saying something like, I'm loving my pink drink. I can't remember the last time I had enough energy to get through the day. You know, cheers to getting healthy from the inside out. You're not telling anybody. First of all, you're not even saying Plexus. You're not saying Slim. You're not saying, you know, I've joined this company, I'm selling it. You're only talking about what your little pink drink has done for you. And that just creates a lot of curiosity and a lot of intrigue. And people are going to be like, what is that? What is that pink drink? And that just opens up so many more doors for you than if you were to say, and it's not bad. I'm not saying that, you know, telling people that you jumped on board with Plexus right out the gate, that's not a bad thing at all. But in my experience, you know, from what I've seen other people do, I think that this is a great way to start. A little bit of intrigue and a little bit of mystery gets people curious and asking about it. You know, another idea is saying that you're starting something new. I'm so excited to start my journey to a healthier, happier me. I've been feeling run down and I'm sick and tired of feeling sick and tired. I can't wait to change my health and help others become the best versions of themselves. Thank you, tag your upline, so-and-so for introducing me to Plexus. Again, you're not just outright saying, I'm selling Plexus. You kind of are alluding to it. And you're also saying, you know, this is a great post for somebody who feels like, I don't have a story yet. I don't know what to post. You don't have to have a story. You can just tell people you are, you're getting healthier and you're making changes. And that's inspiring to people. So, you know, that's a really good first post too. And again, I would do like a picture of you and your pink drink with that, because people love to see you there on Facebook because they like you and they're friends with you and want to know what you're doing. A few different posting tips. Always, always, always keep it personal. The more personal you can be, the better. Like I said, people are interested in you and your life and what's going on. And, you know, talk about your experience and what does Plexus look like in your daily life? You know, show people it's fun and it's easy. And, you know, I'm on my way to dropping my kids off on the way to school, got my pink drink, you know, that's it. It doesn't have to be anything super long or crazy. Just something quick and showing people how you take your Plexus and why. And then we also talked about educating our audiences, right? Because a lot of people don't know anything about supplements. People, you know, a lot of people don't take any supplements, don't know why they need to, but our products, everybody needs to address their gut health. Everybody has inflammation in their body and everybody needs to balance their blood sugar. So educating people on what our products are, what they do, and why everybody needs them, I think are 3 great things to focus on when you're talking about education. We also have to be really careful about compliance. We have a whole compliance department in Plexus. The FDA regulates what we can say. We can't make claims that aren't substantiated, so that aren't backed up by and I don't know exactly what the criteria are, but we can't make claims that aren't able to be substantiated. So we cannot say that Plexus cures or treats or prevents anything. We cannot mention Plexus and any specific diagnosis in a post. So if you can go to the doctor and the doctor can say you have XYZ, we can't say Plexus and those things in the same post. You can talk about where allergies stem from, that allergies stem from gut health, from poor gut health, absolutely. But you can't say, try Plexus, it'll help. So you just have to be really careful about that. So if you ever are unsure, take a screenshot of your post, write it out, take a screenshot and send it to your upline and just say, like, is this okay? I'm not totally sure. And I also have a really good graphic that says, like, don't say this, say that I'm going to put on the team page. So find that, and I would save it to your phone just so you always have it handy. So if you're wanting to say something like allergies, it'll tell you what you can say instead. And then when you get interest, when somebody does comment on your post saying, like, what's your pink drink, or tell me about Plexus, or I'm interested, you don't want to have a conversation with them on your Facebook wall. You want to get off of Facebook and have a conversation with them. The best way is to get on the phone with them or get them in person if they're local. Again, I'll be honest, in the beginning, I'm just starting to do this because, like I said, I'm shy and I get intimidated really easily. And so this is not something I started out doing. And I have just realized that it's just not efficient. And it's not effective to try to go back and forth with somebody over, especially Facebook Messenger. I feel like Facebook Messenger is the hardest way to communicate with people. Whenever you can get them on the phone, do it. Just be bold. They're the ones that asked you, so all you're doing is answering their questions, right? You're not like bugging them. They asked you about it. So get them on the phone if you can. If they're local, take them out for coffee. Buy them a $4 coffee and bring your product cards with you from your success kit so that you can have those out. You don't have to know everything about the products. It says it on there for you. But you want to get it off of Facebook. So you want to say, just respond to them and say, hey, Sally, I'm so excited that you're interested, or asking about Plexus. I'm going to send you a message, or I'm going to send you a text, or I'm going to call you, or even if you're only friends with them on Facebook, I'm going to send you a message. Send them a message. Hey, Sally, I'm really excited to tell you about Plexus. Do you have 15 minutes? What's your phone number? And I'll call you tomorrow. It doesn't have to be anything crazy, anything complicated. If you have to do it on text or on Messenger, okay, fine. But I'm just going to tell you, it's harder. It's a lot harder. As you're first starting, 3-way messages are a big, big deal. When you're first starting, you're feeling intimidated. You don't know a lot about the business or the products or what does what and what should I recommend for this or that, or I don't know how this works, but that's okay. You don't have to know anything. When you get somebody who's interested, all you have to do is set up a time, or if it's a phone call, message your upline, hey, I have a girl who's interested. When could you hop on the phone with us? Or add them to your Facebook message, add them to your text. Just let your friend know, or family member, whoever it is, let them know, I'm still super new and learning. I'm going to add my friend, Sarah, to this message. She knows a lot more than I do, and she can answer any questions you have. You don't have to do this alone. I don't want you to do this alone. It's harder for you to do this alone. So know that that's what we are here for. We are here to support you, and we want you to be successful. And that is the best on-the-job training that we can give you, because you're going to learn how to engage in a conversation with someone, because there's effective ways to talk to people and there's ineffective ways to talk to people. Saying like, let me know what you think, not effective. Saying, what did you like best? That's much more effective than let me know what you think. So you're going to learn how to keep that conversation going as you watch your upline talk to, whoever your potential is. And then the last thing about that you're going to need to expect to do with when you get interest is you're going to have to follow up. The statistic is, I hope I get this right. The majority of sales are made within the 5th to 12th contact. So, messaging somebody, giving them some information, and then expecting them to order without you having to follow up multiple times the numbers tell you that's not realistic. You're going to have to follow up. And I think one super quick tip that I will give you on follow-up, because the tough part is we don't want to feel like we're bugging people, right? If we've given them all this information and we're just, let me know what you think, we're waiting to hear back from them, and then we feel awkward saying like, okay, it's been a week and they haven't responded. And so now how do I start that conversation back up? So here's what you need to do. Always set up your next interaction with somebody. So at the end of that message, you gave them information, you answered some questions, and just say, I'm going to give you a couple days to look over this stuff. When can we talk again? Or, here's this video, watch it, and I will check back in with you tomorrow. But if you set up a time that you're going to follow up with them, number one, it gives them a little bit of accountability. They're actually going to be more likely to look over that information, because how many times do people say like, oh shoot, I got busy, I forgot, I haven't had a chance. It's going to give them more accountability to actually look over the information or watch the video or do whatever. And then they're expecting you to follow up. So all you're doing is you're just doing what you said you were going to do. You're doing what they agreed to. Do you have time to talk tomorrow? Or I'll check back in with you tomorrow. Okay, sounds good. So you're just doing what you said you were going to do. You're not having to try to find some sort of creative way to like ask them again without really asking them, but like it's awkward and you don't know what to say or how to say it. Just do yourself a favor and set up that next interaction, or that next exposure, we would call it, before the first one ends. And your goal is to keep setting up exposures until you close that sale, or until that person orders. So I think that's my top follow-up tip as far as follow-up. Okay, so here's some good and bad examples of posts. So we already talked about how we want to always keep things personal and don't want to be salesy, right? Nobody wants to sound salesy. So graphics they just aren't personal. They're easy. They're super easy, but they are not personal. And somebody is not going to see this, your ticket slim, your ticket to a healthy life. That's not going to make them stop and read your post. That's going to make them scroll because, oh, she's just selling slim. I don't want any slim, so I'm going to keep going. So you have to think about what people are going to stop and look at. People are going to, this is a picture of a girl on her. I actually really love this, that she crossed out slim and wrote balance. And then you can't really see it, but at the top of the slim package, it says like the most natural way to lose weight. And she crossed out lose weight, and she wrote be awesome. So like that's super eye-catching. Or a really pretty picture of slim. I mean, that's way more attractive and eye-catching than some, graphic that somebody else made. Even a picture of a bottle in your, like ProBio bottle in your hand is way more personal than any sort of graphic. So I would challenge you to never use any graphics like this. And that, I know that's hard. These are, like I said, these are easy to use, but they're not effective, and they come across as salesy and impersonal. And those are two things that we do not want to be. We don't want to be salesy, don't want to be impersonal. So my challenge to you is to not ever use any sort of graphic like this. Get creative. Say what you want to say, but just don't use, graphics like this. And I promise people will be much more drawn to you and pay much more attention to what you're saying about Plexus. So there's a few different, let's talk about how to buy and how we get, hang on, I'm just trying to remember. Okay, I'm not going to go into the comp plan super in detail here at all. There's a couple ways to buy: retail or preferred, retail customer or preferred customer. Retail is the most expensive. It's a one-time purchase. I don't even really ever give that option. I I hear people say, like, if you want to spend the most money possible, then yeah, go retail. Sometimes, you'll get somebody who's not right off the bat, isn't completely comfortable with the idea of a preferred order. And in that case, retail is a great way for them to go. But preferred customer programs, so their order is set up just like ours is. It's set up to ship to them every month. But the reason we want to push preferred, there's a couple of reasons. First of all, it's cheaper than retail, right? You get a 10 to 15% discount depending on the product. And also because their order is set up and it's just going to ship to them and they don't have to think about it. And that's where that consistency comes in. So if they're getting their products every month, then they're taking their products, hopefully, if you're checking in with them and encouraging them, they're taking their products every day and they're not going to run out if they don't have to log in and reorder every single month. So consistency is just incredibly, incredibly important. So preferred is just all around a great way to go. This is kind of a tough one. When to go wholesale? So because of how awesome our comp plan is, because of how easy it is, wholesale is an easy option. It's the cheapest option, and people can go sign up as an ambassador without ever saying a word about Plexus to anybody ever. Which is great. I love that we have that option. But you also need to know that you don't want to fill your team with a bunch of wholesale ambassadors, because that's just not going to generate any growth or momentum for you. So, if you have somebody who is on a really, really tight budget, and then I think that's a good time to offer a wholesale. I kind of always, when I do offer wholesale, I qualify it and I say, we have this wholesale option. It's a great deal, but if you're going to go wholesale, you have a convenience order, you have that set up every month. And if you're not comfortable with that, then we can start you out, as a customer first. And then after a couple months, if you're, when you're loving it, we'll flip you over and you can get a great deal. But I don't just throw that out there to everybody. Because you're going to get a bunch of wholesale ambassadors and you're going to get a bunch of wholesale ambassadors with their convenience order off. And that is just a dead end for you. So don't be, super quick to offer wholesale. Our products are a great deal. Even a preferred customer, our products are a great deal. There's no other company out there that has products that address every single aspect of health: gut health, inflammation, blood sugar balance, with just 3 products at the price point that our triplex is at for a preferred customer. We're the best deal out there. So, be confident in that and know that it's a great deal. So just be kind of cautious. Don't immediately throw wholesale out there to every single person who's interested. You want to decide what is going to fit them best. If they are, committed to 90 days, if they are okay with having their convenience order set up, then sure, absolutely go wholesale. But if they're not, if they're a little iffy, then start them out as a customer and then flip them if you need to in a couple months. But if we can get people on our products for 90 consistent days, they're going to be hooked because they're going to be feeling great. So that's just kind of something to keep in mind. I just want to talk really quickly about how to go silver. So to go silver, you need 3 active ambassadors. Silver is the first rank in Plexus, and it comes with a $100 bonus, which is awesome. 3 active ambassadors. So in order to be active, that means that they have either purchased a welcome pack in the current month, or they have 100 PV. We already talked about PV. So maybe they signed up last month. So they got their welcome pack last month, but then this current month, they would need to have 100 PV in order to be considered active. And that's only 3 people. We all know 3 people, right? So the potential earnings for going silver, you get a bonus, a business building bonus every time somebody buys a welcome pack and signs up with you. Assuming that people are just getting the single triplex welcome pack, some people get the double, but the bonus on the single triplex welcome pack is $25 in your pocket the next Friday. which is awesome. So assuming that what month are we in? April. So let's just pretend that you just signed up in April and you got 3 friends to join you. Okay, so your best friend, your sister, and your mom, they're all going to hop on board with you. They each buy a welcome pack, the Triplex welcome pack. You're going to get $25 off of all 3 of those welcome packs. So that's $75 just on the welcome packs. And then because you have 3 active ambassadors, they've all purchased a welcome pack, you're going to get a $100 bonus. So you're going to make $175 this month. That more than covers your products, right? So it's definitely doable, and everybody, we all know through people if you're thinking like, I don't know, who can I ask to join me? Who's the closest to you? Who do you talk to on a regular basis? Is it your mom? Is it your sister? Is it your best friend or your neighbor? Or who is it that you are close to and that you have influence over? Who trusts you? And I think those are great people to reach out to because we feel more comfortable, talking to them, people that we know really well, right? So that's just kind of a really simple scenario of how to go silver. Just assume, what if you don't sign up 3 people in the same month? That's okay. They just either have to have a welcome pack or 100 PV that's processed through their website. If they're getting the triplex, they're getting that 100 PV, so you don't have to worry about it. Especially if they have their convenience order on, you really don't have to worry about it because they're going to get those products. So 3 active ambassadors. So I love that first goal is just super attainable. Here is, just in case you guys haven't seen this before, this is the estimated monthly income for each rank. So this is the average. You have the high and you have the low, right? And this is the average of what each rank, the people in each rank are making. So, if you go silver this month, you may or may not make $400. I don't know. It just depends. It depends on how many customers you have. The month you go gold, you may or may not be making $1,000. It might take you a few months to get to that $1,000 mark. But if your team's growing every month, your income's going to be growing every month. If your customers' base is growing every month, then your paycheck's going to be growing every month. But look at these numbers. These are insane. It's crazy. And we all have seen people at each of these ranks. We know this is a real thing. It's not just like, oh, there's only 5 people at the top of the company. That's not true. There's people promoting to diamond, all the time. So that's just really exciting and just kind of mind-blowing. So we kind of talked about silver, and I know it's getting a little late, so I'm almost wrapping it up here. But I do want to leave you guys with the power of 3. So if you have never heard of the power of 3, we're going to just talk about going silver, right? This is the power of 3. Let's just pretend that you went silver. So you have 3 level 1s, right? Now we're going to talk about pay points here, and I hope I don't lose you because I didn't go over the compensation plan just for time's sake. But know that as you build your team, each person on your team, as long as they're active, as long as they're commission qualified, they are worth points to you. And each of those points has a dollar value attached to it. So for the sake of ease, we're just going to say that each point is worth $3. It's usually... Well, last month it was $2.90, so it was really, really high last month. I would say it's, $2.50 is the low end, $3 is the high end, but because 3 is easy to multiply by, we're just going to say 3. So each of your level 1s are worth 5 points to you. So if you're silver, you have 3 people who are worth 5 points each. That's 15 points. If those 15 points are worth $3 each, that's $45, right? So that would be $45 just on your level 1. So we're just talking about going silver. If each of your level 1s went silver, you now have, so we're down here on the levels. You now have, you now have your 3 level 1s plus 9 more level 2s. Your level 2s are also worth 5 points to you. So 9 times 5, that's 45 points. But then you also have the 15 points from your first leg. So that's 60 points that you would have if you just got your 3 people to go silver. I'm going to use my calculator on my phone right now so I can crunch these numbers just to give you an idea of how much money you can make. So we have 60 points. Each point is worth $3. So that's $180 just if your 3 people went silver. Okay, so what if we duplicated that again? What if your level 2s, all 9 of those people each went silver? You would then have your third level, you'd have 27 people on your third level, which it would be when you did, I really hope I'm not losing you guys. I know math's rough, right? Numbers are rough. So 15 points on your first level here, level 1 in the green, 45 points on your level 2 in the orange, and then 100, I'm sorry. Oh gosh, guys, so sorry. Let me start over. Oh, am I where I need to? Yes, I'm sorry, I'm right. 45 points on your second level, and then 135 points on your third level. Look how that multiplies out. That's just crazy to me. So if you added all of those up, you now have my mystery line. I don't know what this is covering the number, but yeah, it says 195. So you went from 60 points to 195 points just by getting people to sign up 3 people with them. So when you multiply that out, that's $585. Let me double check my math. Yeah, $585 just from getting people to silver. Silver is so doable, so easy. When you draw that out to 7 levels, I mean, just the duplication, the exponential growth that happens is just insane. All right, so let's just for fun, let's do the 7th level. So if you had 7 levels of people who just went silver, that's 4,893 points times 3. That is $14,679 just by getting people to sign up 3 people with them. So doable. And I just want you guys to kind of catch a vision for how that plays out and what that can look like in like how easy this is. This is crazy easy. And that's just pay points. That's not including your personal commissions or your business building bonuses. You're going to get bonuses on all these welcome packs to your 4th level down. So I just think this is a really, really powerful way to look at it. It's just doable and easy and insane. The money is insane, right? Okay, so the last thing I'm going to leave you guys with is I just want you to dream big. I just think, I don't know, the longer I'm with Plexus, the bigger I dream. And I think I sort of wish I definitely wish I had dreamed bigger at the start. I think gold, my first like big dream was gold, right? And that is big. That's a big deal. But I mean, I just had no idea that I would ever go past that, or, that I would really, really do this, that this would be a real, just a real income for my family. And I just want you guys all to know that, if I can do this, I'm not kidding. Anybody can do this. Anybody. I'm not your average network marketer. And so it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are. It doesn't matter what you think you can do. If you're willing to put the time in, if you're willing to make this, if you're willing to be serious about this, if you're willing to treat this like a business, and push yourself outside your comfort zone and do things you never thought you would do, then amazing things are possible. And I've just experienced so much of that, not just financially, but just the personal growth that I have experienced, the confidence that I've gained, the people that I've met that I never ever would have come into contact with. And it's not always just about Plexus either. I mean, I've done things that I've always wanted to do, but just haven't had the confidence to do. And because I've gained confidence, I, was able to do those. I was able to just to do things I never thought I would do. So I just want you guys all to dream big and let your mind go there. I know I'm like really afraid of being disappointed. So dreaming big is really hard for me. Just because I'm like, oh, if I say it out loud, if I think it in my head, if I hope for it and I don't get it, that's just like the worst thing to me in the world. But again, that's about me. It's not that's making it about me, and it's not about me. So anyway, I'm just very thankful for all of you guys, and do absolutely believe that that each and every one of you can do this and can be successful and can be more successful, than I have been. So you guys are all on this team for a reason. I absolutely believe that the Lord has led you here. And I think that there are amazing things in store for all of you guys. And I'm thankful to be part of your journey to all of that stuff. So anyway, again, thank you guys for hopping on. If you have any questions, you can type them out in the little chat here. I think, I'm going to check it real quick. What do we do if we haven't set up the next interaction? Oh, that's a good question, Allie. So kind of talking about backtracking. So when we're talking about follow-up, if you haven't set up the next interaction, I would probably, make sure that I say something non-Plexus to them or interact with them on a non-Plexus level first before I reach back out to them about Plexus. A lot of times I like to blame it on myself. Just say like, oh my gosh, I just realized I totally let you fall through the cracks. I'm so sorry. I meant to follow up with you. I meant to set up a time to chat with you and I didn't. I've just gotten totally busy. I'm so sorry. I just blame it on myself. Even if it's clear that, that the ball was kind of in their court and they hadn't done anything, I still just blame it on myself and say that I forgot and got really busy. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to let them fall through the cracks. And then I would just kind of try to reset up a time with them and just say, do you have 15 minutes tomorrow or this weekend that we can chat? And kind of do that. But that's what I would do. And then you can kind of get back on track and make sure to always, set up that next exposure interaction before the first one is done. Eric Worre has a really, really awesome book called GoPro. If you want a copy, send me a message and I will send you one, because it's a really, really great book, really practical. I know Amber read it and she was like, whoa, it was just really, really overwhelming. And I mean, I don't know. Some of this stuff is some of his verbiage is a little bit, salesy for me, but really, really great practical tips. And I mean, that's where I learned how to follow up and how to talk to people. And I think that's an awesome book, and it will be really, really great for foundational skills for you guys. So if you haven't already read it, or if you don't already have a copy, send me a message and I will send you one on Amazon. Jenny says, I have to admit, I'm your mystery marker. I'm not sure. I totally am blanking on Jenny, what you're talking about. Sorry. I don't know what that means. We're going to have to talk about that later. Oh, the pink lines. I don't know. You guys are going over my head. You're going to have to fill me in on the joke. I don't get it. Oh, on my screen. Oh, Jenny, it was you. Okay. That is really funny. Well, you have to teach me how you did that. I don't know how in the world you did that. That's really funny. All right. Do you guys have any other questions? If you think of anything later, let me know. If you ever think of anything, like if you think of anything you want to be trained on, if you want to go more in depth on any of these subjects, how to post, how to follow up, how to reach out, what to say to people when you're sending them a cold message, let me know and we can do trainings on that too. I'm always open to whatever you guys need. So anyway, I think that is all. And all right, you guys all have a good evening. And thank you so much again for hopping on and listening to me talk. All right, you guys, we will all talk soon. You guys have a good weekend.